welcome to another episode of RADUC, a weekly show dissecting news highlights in and around the American University in Cairo, brought to you by the Caravan. I'm your host, Lia Abdelwahab, and this week we have a familiar face joining us back. Say hi, Basant.
Hi.
So, a meeting was held for each school at AUC to discuss student concerns. Basant, what do you think are concerns students hold this semester?
I think that it's online. So the semester being online obviously adds a bunch of hurdles to every student's learning experience. Certainly being like working from home and studying from home does make it harder for students to generally work and study, at least for most. And I think that's like all the concerns are circulated around this particular area.
Okay, and tell us more about this meeting. How was it organized? Who was invited?
Okay, so the meetings themselves, there were five or six school-based meetings. So for HUS, for SSE, for the GAPP school, PVA, etc., etc. And each school had its dean and vice deans, and I don't know what they're called, sit with the students at Bassel. So some students, I think representing like a portion of different majors within each school, were sent invitations so as to maintain social distancing and not have it be overcrowded, as well as SU representatives and stuff. And they, at Bassel Hall, they would present their concerns to the deans of each school and basically have this kind of like dialogue. But one thing that was striking is that if there were any demands made, there were no direct answers by any of the deans and representatives, and that's understandable because anything that the students ask for has to be implemented throughout the university. And so I guess what it seemed like is that afterwards, the admin representatives and these deans would meet and discuss these concerns and demands and see what they're going to do about them.
And we know you used to be a journalism senator. Did you attend as a senator or as a normal student?
No, I think I was a senator for like a month and a half maximum. And so when I was invited, I was just invited.
And what were the concerns raised during this meeting?
One major thing, and I think it's a major thing throughout the university, is offering a pass-fail option as they did last semester, since it would alleviate a lot of the stress that students have, especially since, again, because of studying online, a lot of students feel as though they can't reach their full potential, and so any grades they get do not reflect who they are. And so I guess a pass-fail offers an option for students that if they screw up on one hand, they can fall back on this option. Another concern is generally, there were a lot of concerns, like I do not remember specifically, some of them were about like internet connections and the very high workloads that the students that the students end up having, and having a bunch of exams on the same day.
What is your own concern, Basant?
For me, and I think after attending this meeting, I have some clarity on what is the main drawback, because online learning is something that is so new to AUC. I feel as though professors are struggling to adapt to this new medium, meaning professors just took it, so we'll take the same syllabus, the same everything, and we'll just give our lectures on Zoom or Panopto or whatever. I feel like there hasn't been an adaptation to the new medium. Like, for example, we're journalism students, right? We present, if we're writing an article or if we're doing it as a video or as an audio form, we completely change the way and that we do our research and the way we approach the topic based on knowing just which medium we're going to present it with, right? So if you're doing a video, the way you approach the topic that you're covering is completely different than when you're working it on an article. Can you imagine the amount of change that you need to adapt when you're teaching people from doing it face-to-face, doing it online? I feel like this transition and change in mindset did not click in professors yet. So you can't just take the same material and give it online. You need to adapt this material, and you need to tweak it and make the appropriate changes to it so it fits in this medium. For example, professors can't just have like 1 hour lectures uploaded on Panopto. No student is gonna have the mental capacity to watch that. So do you see what I mean when it comes to these kinds of things? Long videos, a lot of assignments, stuff like that. I feel like we need to get out of this mindset and find a way, how can I adapt this syllabus and this material so it's most efficiently delivered online? I feel that's the main question, and I feel like we all have laptops. If you are just gonna transfer this material through emails and laptops, okay, but it's not gonna, you're still delivering this information, but is it the best way to deliver this information? I hope I got my point across.
Basant, thank you so much for joining us on RADUC again as a guest this time.
It's nice to be back. And what is your main concern? You weren't there, but what is a concern of yours?
Well, online classes are designed in a certain way. AUC's classes weren't designed to be online classes. That's my main concern.
Exactly. Oh my, you literally summarized everything I said in like a small sentence. I feel the same way.
Thank you so much, Basant. And that brings our episode to an end. I'd like to thank Basant Samhout for joining us again on RADUC, as well as our co-producer, Bassel Hanna. RADUC is brought to you by The Caravan. You can visit us at auccaravan.com for more news stories. Tell us what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like and share the episode. Tune in next week for the latest news. Thanks for listening.
Radio C.